Hey guys, what's up? Toboloco here. Welcome back to the 2010 FIFA World Cup qualifying runs, and today we're going to be doing a full qualification run with New Zealand in the Oceania zone. A lot of people have requested 2010 New Zealand, so I'm going to try a new journey with them here today. So as you can see, the Oceania zone on 2010 is very watered down. It's basically just you play 3 teams. You know, you can change the teams if you want, but I just don't feel like there's any point because every single team apart from New Zealand is the same rating. They're half stars. So New Zealand are a giant in this region, of course. They usually win pretty much all their games in this, apart from maybe the odd 1 or 2 slip-ups in real life. So yeah, 2010 New Zealand, of course, went unbeaten in their group, but still got eliminated, as we all know. So we're going to try it again and see if we can push New Zealand to the World Cup again and push them hopefully past the group stages. So this part of the qualifying process is very easy. There's no need to randomize it because it'll just shuffle the group around. It will change absolutely nothing. Like I said, it's quite a watered down Oceania campaign compared to like 2014 anyway. So yeah, it'll probably be quite simple for New Zealand. But let's just try and have some fun with it, you know? You guys wanted New Zealand on 2010, so you're going to get them. Alright then, so let's have a quick look at the New Zealand squad back in 2010. We have 2 star players. We have Nelson and Smelts, 2 star players on the squad. The highest rated player is obviously Nelson, 78 rated. We have Fallon and Killen, who I have heard of before, but don't ask me who they used to play for at club level. Have we got Chris Wood? That is the massive question. Yes, we do. We have Chris Wood, who on this game was, how old was he? He's 15 on this game? 15? Is that right? Chris Wood was 15 in 2010. Wow, even I was older than him. Oh my god, that makes me feel old. Alright, well, Chris Wood, 15 years old on the bench. Okay, cool. Yeah, decent squad. I mean, we are the best squad in the region, so like I said, it'll be fairly simple. And just to remind you, it is on legendary difficulty because it is obviously the best way to play the game. But honestly, it won't change much about this portion of the campaign. It's just, like I said, we'll run into barely any issues. So our first match is against Fiji away from home. Let's see if Fiji can sort of ruffle some feathers and make this qualifying campaign harder for us. Of course, New Zealand, like I said at the start of this run, went unbeaten in 2010, which is actually a really good achievement. You know, you might look at it and think, oh, that's not that impressive, but you go and look at the group, it was very impressive. I'm hoping these little island nations can give us a good game today. You know, I don't want to wipe the floor of them like 6-0 all the time. Bertos into the box, Smelts. He puts it in for 1-0. First 10 minutes in and Smelts has scored, and well, here we go. The goal train is officially moved out the station and we're rolling. It's 1-0. So obviously New Zealand, like I said, are one of the most I'd say dominant teams in this region. They win pretty much every single tournament they are in the OFC Cup and stuff like that. Like, there has been a few exceptions though. Tahiti have won it. I can't remember when. Was it like 2012 or 2013? They went to the Confederations Cup and got slapped about. Yeah, usually that's New Zealand that go to there. Or it used to be actually Australia before Australia got moved to the Asia zone. And, you know, with the new qualifying format, New Zealand are probably going to occupy that top spot 95% of the time. Don't quote me on that official figure, by the way, but yeah, I think this year it was like, was it like New Caledonia versus New Zealand in the Oceania bit? New Zealand beat them and sent New Caledonia to the playoff, which is cool because obviously New Caledonia will be in a playoff, so that is really cool for the nation of New Caledonia. But it's going to take something special for someone to actually steal that automatic spot away from New Zealand. So Fiji have randomly got a corner in the 45th minute. They cross it in and it's headed away. They're not really going to get much, but hold on. It's a shot, and it was blocked, but nothing doing as Fiji and New Zealand go for half-time. It is 1-0 to New Zealand. We scored in the 10th minute, and then I just switched off after that. I was like, yeah, you know what? It's fine. Into Fallon. Just walks past his man, and there was a good save by the Fiji keeper. Through ball. Here comes Smelts. Can he get the second? For New Zealand, he can. It was just nicely rolled in there by Smelts to make it 2-0, and Fiji have probably lost this game. I mean, it was just too easy just to wander on through and just slide it in for 2-0. Brown, he goes for it. Oh my goodness, what a strike. And Brown has scored a phenomenal goal to make it 3-0. Unbelievable strike. I mean, I just thought I hit it. And we had the angle, and it went straight into the top corner. Brilliant strike. Even if it is against Fiji, it's still wonderful. And that is going to be it for the first game. We have beaten Fiji by 3-0, and the campaign starts off on a high. I mean, why wouldn't it, right? We are the strongest team, so I'm not going to celebrate too much. The goal that we scored at the end was amazing. I love scoring long ranges on this game. Doesn't quite happen on Legendary that often. Our second match of the campaign sees us away from home against Vanuatu. Again, not going to be much competition in this, but I've actually played with Vanuatu before. I think it was at the start of the year, and that run was probably one of my best runs I've put out on the channel. If you haven't seen it, go and watch it after this because it was amazing. Over the top here by Vanuatu, and it's offside. They're trying. They are really trying. Well, Vanuatu have made it quite hard for us in the first 30 minutes. They've actually been quite strong, and I remember them being a semi-strong team when I used them in my run earlier in the year, so maybe that's coming into play right now. Smelts, he goes for it, it's caught, and more than likely we're going to go into half-time still drawing with Vanuatu here away from home. No reason to panic yet, you know, it's just Vanuatu. I'm sure we'll be okay. But yeah, we've kind of struggled a bit. Their intensity has been really good. Very, very good in this match. And we just need someone to break it down. And hopefully with the stamina coming into play towards the end of the match, our conditioning will be a bit better. Go on. Good passing play as New Zealand fire it in for 1-0. And that is Fallon with the first goal of the game. Come on, New Zealand. Took us a very long time to get that, but credit Vanuatu for their defending. Good passing play. And that will dribble towards net. It has. It's gone in, and that is 2-0. A deflection just took it into the back of the net. It's Brown with another goal in another game, so that's 2-2 for him. And it was a bit lucky, to be fair. Unlucky for Vanuatu's point of view because it just deflected off the keeper and bounced in. So we're going to bring on some substitutes. Chris Wood is coming on. 15 years old at the time of this game's release. So let's see if we can get a very, very young Chris Wood on the score sheet against Vanuatu. Elliott. And it rockets over the bar. We had lots of chances, but I mean, not high quality chances. Still 2-0. 2-0 win for New Zealand, which is great, of course, but again, I just wanted a tiny little bit more from New Zealand in this game. But it's fine. We're away from home. Maybe some sort of like altitude thing came into it. I don't know. So our next match is back at home, and it's against Vanuatu again. So can we beat them again? But this time at home. We are 5 points clear of most of the group. As you can see there, look, we are 5 points clear of everyone else. We are just cruising right now. If we beat Vanuatu again, then we'll be like 7 points clear. So yeah, easy life. Here we go. There we go. That was just so simple. And that is 1-0 to New Zealand. 13 minutes in, Fallon has scored to make it 1-0. Just nice passing by New Zealand. The pass into the box was really, really nice. Yeah, straight in. There's not really much to say. There's no drama or anything like that. So it's just, yeah, it's simple. Tackled by Smelts. We got it. Crossed in. No header there. Headed back into the box. And, oh, that was a nice attempt. But unfortunately, we couldn't get it in the back of the net. As we go into half-time, it's still 1-0. Again, a bit of a sleepy game, but it's okay. You know, I'll take it. At least I don't have to, like, try hard. You know, it's nice having a campaign where I don't have to, like, try hard. We have a corner. Bertos crosses it in. And headed in by New Zealand. Who was that? That was a really nice header. It Smelts with a goal, and that's 2-0. Should be game over now. It was a really nice header. Just played into the box from the corner and then smashed in from the header. Love seeing those types of headers go in. So through ball. Here comes Killen. He's on his own pretty much. Is there a chance? Yes, there is. It's 3-0. Great assist by Chris Wood. And Killen has got the goal to make it 3-0. I'm going to lay it off here. And Smelts. It was a great attempt and fantastic save. It's going to be a corner. Can we get a fourth? Bertos crosses it in, headed, and it's gone in. The goalkeeper couldn't keep it out, even though he did save it. It's Brown again with another goal. That's 3-3 for him. Remember, he's a midfielder as well, so not bad. Not bad for the midfielder. I know it's against half-star teams, but still, he's in the right place at the right time all the time. Booted away. It should be game over now, surely. As Brown gets it into the box to Wood. Chris Wood, and he couldn't shoot just in time. I want to get him his goal, you know. He's a teenager on this game, so kind of be cool to get a teenager on the score sheet. But it is full time with the score at 4-0 to New Zealand against Vanuatu. Again, we beat them by a slightly bigger margin than before. That's why I'm so chill about it, you know. We're just comfortable. It's an easy campaign until we get to the playoff. So, yeah, we're at the halfway point. We'll have a look at the table. We'll have a quick look, but there's not much point. Alright then, so at the halfway point of this Oceania campaign, New Zealand are top with 9 points. Very perfect record so far. Not even a goal conceded. Of course, New Caledonia and Vanuatu have closed the gap a little bit, especially New Caledonia, but they both played a game more than me, so we got a game in hand, and of course if we win that, which we should, we'll be still top anyway. I can't see New Zealand falling off at all. Alright then, so we are just over the halfway point, and we have a matchup against New Caledonia to look forward to. Again, another half-star team, so New Zealand shouldn't have too much of a problem, you know, beating them, but we'll see how good they are. Here comes New Caledonia. They've hit me on the break here. And, oh, it just goes wide. I mean, that was a nice chance for New Caledonia. It's a good ball by New Caledonia. And that's a good save. Can we clear it? Just about. And that is going to be a corner. Already New Caledonia pushing us and making life a bit difficult in the first 10 minutes. Here comes Nelson on the ball for New Zealand into the middle. And here we go. And that's a goal. 1-0 to New Zealand. It was a nice move. And Fallon has scored to make it 1-0 to New Zealand. Just like that, we have got into the lead. Nice set of passing, to be fair. And then we're able just to slide into the back of the net. Simple movement. And it's 1-0. New Caledonia have a corner in the 22nd minute. It's crossed in. It's headed. And, oh, a bit dodgy. But we come away with it. New Caledonia have made things a tiny bit awkward in this game. They've actually had a fair few chances. Here comes Fallon though, and that's 2-0. The New Caledonia keeper didn't even try to save that one, as Fallon has put us 2-0 up against New Caledonia straight away from their half chance they had at the other end. So at half time here, New Zealand are winning by 2-0, and we look quite comfortable. We could have had more in that first half, but it's okay. I'm not like desperate to blow away New Caledonia. There was a couple of times when New Caledonia actually had a few decent attempts themselves, so they seem to be quite a decent team. Here comes New Caledonia, and again they almost scored. I think that they're probably the best team we played in this region so far, and well, they're about the same rating as everyone else we played, so yeah, maybe New Caledonia just, I guess, sniff a little bit of hope that they could have maybe overtaken us, but with this result that we have right now, it's not going to happen. Smelts. And he managed to phase through there. Could he get a third? He's charging on through. And he has got a third. It was really unlucky from New Caledonia's point of view because they did tackle me, but somehow Smelt still managed to get the ball and just go on through. And that's 3-0 to New Zealand. It's game over. And I think that one more win will definitely confirm qualification for New Zealand, at least to the playoffs, I mean. Obviously, it's not automatic yet. And that is going to be game over. New Zealand have won by 3-0, and by the looks of the celebrations, it actually looks like that they've made it through to the playoff round in Oceania/Asia. So well done to New Zealand, but of course, you know, they are the strongest team, so you can't celebrate that much. But again, New Caledonia did make it a bit more difficult than it probably could have been. We're at home again, this time against New Caledonia once again, to see if we can just finish off this campaign strong. I mean, we got a game after this one, but yeah, by that time we would have already sealed qualification. So as you look at the table there, we have qualified no matter what happens. Even if we do somehow lose the last 2 games and New Caledonia win their last game, which is this one, there's just no chance they can qualify. Over the top, New Zealand. Oh, go on. Oh, what a save by the New Caledonian keeper to keep it out in the first minute of the game. Killen. Fallon. Darts past him, and oh, that was kind of close. Smelts on the ball. Is there a chance for New Zealand to cross this one in? There was, but it wasn't a good one. 30 minutes played, and it's actually been quite a dead half, to be honest. I can't say that I've been tryharding, because obviously there's no point tryharding at this stage, you know, against New Caledonia when we've already pretty much qualified. So it's the half-time mark. New Caledonia have a free kick. It's just headed away. A lot of the tackles I've made in this half have been fouls. The game has stopped so many times because of fouls. It's not anyone's fault. It's because I'm playing a smaller team, and obviously if you are a bit more rough with a smaller team, they just fall over most of the time. It is kind of annoying, but it's okay, you know. We are still dominating in terms of the shots and stuff. Maybe not possession, but that's fine. It's not an issue. Killing. Into the box. To you. Is there a chance? Off the post. How unlucky was that for New Zealand? First chance in about, I don't know, 40 minutes or something. Over the top. Fallon. Can he do it for New Zealand? No, he can't. That was a horrible shot, and we might be condemned to a draw against New Caledonia. Chris Wood, edge of the box. Oh, almost. And that is going to be a corner to New Zealand. New Zealand. 90th minute. Is there a chance? No, there isn't, unfortunately. Off the player there. Chris Wood. Chris Wood, oh, that was a terrible shot. And yeah, we're going to draw against New Caledonia. That is, well, it's not like that concerning because we've already qualified, but lazy New Zealand, man. Lazy New Zealand in that game. So our last match of the campaign, of the Oceania part anyway, is against Fiji. We're at home for this one. Can we just not be as lazy as we were against New Caledonia? I know we qualified, but we need to keep the momentum up because obviously we've got an Asian opponent to play against next, and it's going to be hard. It is going to be difficult to play against them, especially, like I said, if it's someone like Iran or Saudi Arabia or just someone half decent. New Zealand cross it in, and it's Chris Wood. He scores. That's his first goal of the campaign, and that is 1-0. Remember, Chris Wood was a teenager back here. 15 years old. He has scored against Fiji, and that is 1-0 to New Zealand. Great control, by the way, right in front of the goalkeeper, and he puts it in for 1-0. Brilliant. Right, we got him on the score sheet, so he'll have a little bit of extra form. Over the top by Wood to Smelts. Good header down. And that's 2-0. I thought I took far too long to take that shot, but no, Smelts has made it 2-0, and New Zealand are no longer lazy anymore because we are now 2-0 up against Fiji in the first 20 minutes. I mean, it's unnecessary, but again, like I said, we're doing it for the form. Crossed in. Headed away. Into the box. And that's 3-0. What a goal. And that is killing. We are killing Fiji right now. Bad joke, I know. But it's 3-0. And, well, it was a really nice strike, to be fair. Took it and just smashed it into the top corner. New Zealand are 3-0 up. Crossed in by New Zealand. Not headed that time. The Glynchley will header it. And it's Chris Wood. No, it's not. It's Killen. It's Brown. It's deflected. And it goes out to Lockhead here, who just passes it straight to Fiji. Some of the passing, gotta admit, is a little bit sloppy. And, well, that's not going to cut it against a bigger nation in the playoffs, is it? As they go for it. And, oh my goodness, Fiji nearly score a worldie. And that would have been the first goal we conceded in this campaign. And what a goal it would have been. Smelts. 4-0. Just pushed on through and smashed it in. It's 4-0. Fiji, I feel so sorry for them because they deserved that goal at least. Because it almost went in. It was a ridiculous cross. Well, as the game closes up, it's going to be a 4-0 win for New Zealand. Pretty standard, to be honest, for the nation of New Zealand. And we will go through comfortably to the playoffs, where I'm hoping that, again, we get someone sort of the same rating as us, or maybe just slightly higher. No real giant, please, if possible. But knowing this game, it'll probably give me like Japan or something. So this is your final table. We went through, obviously, and we went through unbeaten, which is pretty standard, to be fair. We dropped one match, which was against New Caledonia. Pretty bad performance in that match, but other than that, it's been really good. We didn't even concede a single goal either, so quite impressive in a way, but again, it's against these sides, so I'm not going to shout about it too much. So just checking out this playoff round in Asia, since it's simulated all the way up to our playoff game. It was Bahrain that went through by 3-2 against Saudi Arabia, which will mean that we will have to play Bahrain in the 2010 playoff for the World Cup, which I believe happened in real life. I believe it did. So that's pretty cool that we're kind of following New Zealand's path in real life. So here we go then. Our playoff starts now against Bahrain. We are away from home for this one. Can we get a away victory to take into the second leg against Bahrain? It'll be very important to do that, especially considering that Bahrain are slightly better than New Zealand in terms of star rating. And of course, they are quite a dangerous team to play against on this game. Now, my main worry about this match is that Bahrain have played against teams like, you know, Japan, South Korea, all that lot. But we have only played against island nation teams, which is probably the problem New Zealand face in real life, right? You know, they're playing against weaker sides all the time, and then they come up against sides like this in World Cup scenarios, for example, and then they just get beaten. I mean, I know 2010 New Zealand was a bit different because obviously they played really well in the whole tournament and the qualifying campaign, but, you know, sometimes it can be like that. If you're playing small teams all the time, then when you come up against the big boys, sometimes it doesn't translate onto the football field and, well, you end up getting blown away. Back to Fallon. Smelts trying to find a way, but he's just too slow on that one. All of these sides are really good at tackling New Zealand, and it doesn't feel like we're at our maximum potential. Fallon on the ball here. Poked out to Killen, but it was a bit too slow. But Killen still got it. He scores! Just before half-time, he scores at the near post for New Zealand, and that is 1-0 away from home against Bahrain in this playoff series. And I thought I was going to get tackled because, well, I had a defender draped all over me. And, well, we scored to make it 1-0. It's Killen with the goal. And, well, that could be a big goal taking it back to New Zealand if it stays like this. Here comes Bahrain. Oh, straight from the kickoff as well. This is not good. Come on. No, they equalised. And that's straight from the kickoff. And it's Okunwane who has scored to make it 1-1. Bahrain just literally hit us straight from the kickoff, like I said. And that it's just too easy for them. Good ball movement by New Zealand as we're pushing through, but Bahrain are so strong here. Like, they're just not letting much through. Even when we scored, they were like all over me pretty much. And I don't know if we can get another away goal. Elliott. Kill him. Back to Elliott. And it's just hooked away by Bahrain. 4 minutes left. And it's still a draw. They have been brilliant at shutting us down. Really, really good. And our passing in the final third has just not been here. Crossed in. It's headed away. Bahrain have got it. Into the box. And oh, what a save. They had something up their sleeve. I knew it. I just knew it. But it was a great save. They still are pressing us. Yep, just get rid of it. There we go. 1-1 away from home. I'm slightly disappointed that we couldn't get another goal, but Bahrain was so intense defensively. Like, they just got that goal against us, and then they just sat back and defended. Obviously, they're going to do that, but they really needed to actually get another one, and they almost did at the end, to be fair to them. But they really needed it because, obviously, it would have made the scoreline in their favour. So here we go then, the final playoff match of this whole playoff series for New Zealand. Can we get the job done at home? Just stop them from scoring and either draw the game 0-0 or win the game with like a single goal or something. We need it. We absolutely need to do it. Otherwise, it'll just be a bit of a disappointment, really. Uh-oh. One of their best players is charging on through, and we just caught him just in time. That Ash or Aish or however you say it, I can't pronounce it properly. I never can. He's one of Bahrain's best players. They've kept the ball really well in Bahrain when they've had it, and they're just an annoying team to play against, especially when you're a weaker team. It's just so hard to break them down sometimes. Killing. Elliott. Good ball movement by New Zealand. As we are going into the box, it's tackled. And every time I start like talking about it, they shut it down. It's super irritating. Fallon into the box to Bertos. He's rolled it in for 1-0. And we actually have a proper advantage. It's Bertos in the 69th minute to make it 1-0 to New Zealand. 2-1 on aggregate. And, well, it just felt like Bahrain fell asleep on that play because I was just able just to turn around and roll it into the back of the net. It's 1-0 on the day. Come on, we just need to hold on to this now because if Bahrain get an away goal, I think it ties it all up. Cross into the box. Bahrain go for the header. It's too weak, unfortunately. They barely had any attempts in this match. Even though I've been quite scared of them in this qualifying campaign, they haven't had that much in this match. As Elliott went for the shot, it's going to be a penalty to New Zealand. I don't think that was. I thought it was just a normal challenge, but Smelts has the chance to make it 2-0 and to bury this game. Smelts, he scores. That is the end of the game, and that will be 3-1 on aggregate. New Zealand are qualifying for the World Cup, but that penalty was very, very, well, it was weird. Because I went for the shot and they tackled me in mid-shot and the game decided it was a penalty. Over the top here, Akinwane. He's got it. He's twisting and turning and the shot is not a good one. Once we boot this away, New Zealand will qualify for the World Cup in the playoffs. How about that? So New Zealand have qualified for the World Cup and that's great. We've made it. So just like in real life, New Zealand have done it. I honestly thought there was another round, but I don't know why I thought that. That's just so stupid of me to think. But maybe that was the old system. I don't know. But let's draw all these big teams and let's just see where we land. So here's pot 2. So we've got Switzerland in Group A. In Group B, it will be Bosnia. In Group C, Slovenia join Germany. Group D, we'll have Romania. In Group E, we will have England. Okay, so Group E, we want to avoid. Italy are joined with Ireland. We have in Group G, France, so that's another group I want to avoid, and Finland will go into Group H. You don't really see Finland qualify too many times in this game. Here we go, this is our part. Australia go into Group A. Could have done with a Group A, to be honest, but okay. Group B, we have Portugal and Bosnia. Alright, New Zealand have been drawn into Group B. Cool. Right, well, I mean, you know, that's better than the rest of them, I guess. Honduras in Group C, Mexico in Group D. In Group E, we will have South Korea. In Group F, we will have Japan. In Group G, we will have USA. And in Group H, we will have North Korea. Okay, so in pot 4, we have Mali going into Group A, who will join us in Group B. Algeria. Alright, so that's quite tough. We are still the smallest team there. Guinea will go into Group C. In Group D, it's Chile. In Group E, there will be Sudan. Unlucky Sudan. I mean, great they qualified, but unlucky. You got shafted on that group. Ecuador in Group F. Paraguay in Group G. And Morocco will go into Group H. So there we go. That's the draw for the 2010 World Cup in this run. Alright then, so before we wrap this video up, as you know, we like to go back through the qualifiers and see who came close, etc, etc. So let's start in Europe, where Portugal obviously qualified and Sweden went to the playoff, 2 points over Denmark. We have in Group B, Switzerland going through automatically, with Israel going to the playoff in Group B. In Group C, we have Slovenia topping that one, with Northern Ireland going to the playoff, 2 points over Poland and Slovakia. In Group D, it was Germany going through automatically, with Finland pipping Russia to that second place spot. So well done, Finland. In Group E, we have Spain topping that one, with Bosnia going to the playoff, 1 point over Belgium. In Group F, we have England going through automatically, with Croatia going to the playoff. And in Group G, we have France automatically going through by about 10 points. And then the rest of them were left to fight for themselves. And it was Romania that came out on top, and they went to the playoff. In Group H, it was Ireland that qualified automatically, with Italy going to the playoff. And in Group I, it was Holland automatically qualifying, with Norway potentially going to the playoff as well. We'll check the playoffs in a minute, but Morocco went through in Africa's Group A. Very, very tough little group there. Morocco, Cameroon and Nigeria. And Morocco went through on goal difference. A single goal. That is crazy. Well done, Morocco. Usually it's Nigeria or Cameroon. You know, Morocco weren't too brilliant back in 2010. So, yeah, well done. In Group B, it was Sudan, because obviously South Africa are in there, but if it's South Africa that finishes first, then it drops down to the second one, and somehow Sudan did it. So, well done, Sudan. Only just did it on goal difference, so, yeah, welcome to the World Cup, Sudan. In Group C, we have Algeria doing it. In that one, 4 points over Egypt. In Group D, it was Mali going through on goal difference against Benin, and Ghana missing out by 1 point. And then in Group E, we have Guinea qualifying with 12 points. In that one, 2 points over Tunisia. In Asia, we have Japan and Australia automatically qualifying, with Bahrain going to that Asia playoff against Saudi Arabia. We already know that, so we don't need to check it out. In Group B, it was North Korea going through top of that one, with South Korea going through automatically as well. And obviously Saudi Arabia went to the playoff, and yeah, you know the whole story about that. Oceania, we know. In South America, it was Argentina that went through top, Paraguay in second, Brazil in third, Ecuador in fourth, all those automatics, and Chile went through in the playoff position. And finally, in CONCACAF, we have Honduras topping that group with 24 points, Mexico with 21, so they both ran away with that group, to be honest. The United States qualify only just by 1 point over Costa Rica, who finished in the playoff places, and Trinidad and Tobago and Haiti miss out entirely. And finally, the playoffs, we have Italy beating Croatia 3-1 over the two legs in that first playoff game. In Group B, it was Finland versus Sweden, and Finland came out on top 3 2 winners against Sweden, so congratulations to Finland there. In Group C, it was Bosnia thrashing Israel by 6-0 over the 2 legs, so well done Bosnia, a very dominant performance there. And in Group D, it was Romania beating Northern Ireland by 3-1 over the 2 legs. We don't need to check out the playoffs in Asia, Oceania or the Asia zone because we basically went through them anyway. You know, obviously we beat Bahrain. So the last one we got here is Chile beating Costa Rica by 4-1. And that is your whole qualifying campaign with New Zealand done. Now we just need to do the World Cup part, and I hope you guys tune in for that next time. Hopefully New Zealand can perform well and we can actually get out the group. That would be really cool if we can. If you did enjoy this video, then please give it a like and subscribe. Keep it local as always, and I'll see you again for the next video.